And now back to your regular programming.
If you speak better to yourself.
You showed up for like probably the dumbest conversation we've ever had on this show.
Let's have that smile again.
Tell me how that happens. Physically should not happen.
Relax.
If you say it
Give me as well.
3 times a day, God will line it up.
He's just an absolute hack, and he gets his ass kicked by the teammates every week. It's just terrible.
Welcome back to Hack City. On today's episode, we're doing yet another summer preparation episode where we're helping you get ready for the 2024 college football season. And joining us to talk about the Tennessee Volunteers is a former Tennessee Vol himself, Jay Graham, also the host of the Bleav in Tennessee podcast. He is a former running back for Tennessee who was a third-round draft pick. Also played in the NFL from 1997 to 2003, was a coach on the Tennessee staff in 2020, and is now the special teams coordinator and tight ends coach at ETSU. We also found out that Jay is doing some pretty ambitious construction projects in his backyard. Sean always likes to start off with a fun would you rather or a dumb question. Sean, what do you got for us?
Jay, would you rather spend 1 week doing inside run periods, 3 periods a day, or 1 week in the DMV, 8 hours a day, just sitting there waiting?
In the DMV?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to go with the run game, though, there's not a priority put on the running backs, nowadays, what I'm saying? We feel less love, but y'all still need us. But I would rather do run period.
Gosh. Yeah. Where was the hardest run period that you were a part of? Because I have to think 99 in Baltimore, it had to be crazy.
Oh, well, how about this? 97 too. You know what I'm saying? I look on one end, you got Michael McCrary, you got, Ray Lewis in the inside, you got Tony Saragusa. What run period? It was just like 1 yard in a cloud of dust. Right? And then it's like, hey, Kirk Ferentz was the O-line coach. He's like, hey, you got to cut that back. I'm like, to what? It's like a black hole in there. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I miss those days.
Where's the energy, offense? I don't know. They're having a good day today. I'm trying to get the energy up.
Don't hand it off to me.
That's hilarious.
In the front period?
There's nothing like 8 a.m. just getting a helmet right in your spine to wake you up for the next 2 hours of the practice. I'm taking the DMV personally. I don't know how.
I almost thought you was going to say recruiting in the DMV because I was going to go, yes, I'll take that. It's all about the Jimmys and Joes,
I got to ask, Coach, you're special teams coordinator now, and you've had some special teams background. As a former long snapper, what are your thoughts on making specialists do like full contact drills, like tackling drills and stuff like that? Do you think that's a good idea?
Well, you guys, the best specialists want to tackle, right? Because you guys always want to prove, right, that y'all, you like the linebackers. But if you lose a specialist, right, people don't notice until a snapper's gone, until a kicker gone. It can change the game, guys. We're talking about 35 plays a game where the ball is kicked, the ball is snapped. These things happen, right? So I don't want to get them hurt, but I try to keep them busy. I run them. We got periods, we got drills, we got things we do because if I'm a linebacker or running back, nothing pains me worse than to see a specialist over there twirling a football and doing nothing, right? You know what I'm saying?
Enraging. It's enraging.
That's how you prove your worth.
It's part of the productivity.
It's the daily practice grind. You got to be sweating over there. I don't want to see y'all over there with a beach ball hanging out laughing.
That's part of the getting the mental state ready, Coach. That's how we got to do to stay focused for the week. So I'm giving a little bit of defense there, but we're here to talk about Tennessee because we want to get prepared for expectations for the season, and you're probably our best source that we could definitely get to talk about this. The first thing I wanted to talk about is the running back position because Jalen Wright ended up being a highly drafted guy. He's going to be a Miami Dolphin. How do you think Tennessee's going to do going forward in replacing him? Because he was a real big spark plug for that offense in 2023.
Right. And I think, replacing the coach, that's a big one, right? I think running back coach went on to Jacksonville. He went on to the NFL. I think the biggest thing is going to be running back by committee, right? And we don't know. We won't know until midway through the season. And they didn't go after running backs in the portal as much, right? Um, that's going to be the key. We want to see who's going to stand out, and honestly, there's no answer for that. I know there's some guys that we feel good about, but man, it's hard to say there is a definitive guy in the backfield right now. Good talent, right? But there's no guy that's really standing out right now for that run game. And I think that's going to be key. Establishing the run game. Nico can also run the ball very well. That's one thing that people don't realize is his effect in the run game. I think it's going to be a little bit of that. The screen game is going to be big. And getting Brew McCoy back out there is a guy that's a really good blocker. So that's an extension of the run game. So I don't think it's going to be all on the running backs. They're not going to have a running back like Jalen. Jalen had to become Jalen over the years, right? So I think he kind of, I'm not saying you take a step back, but I think what you have at the quarterback position is a special player. Establishing the run game is going to be a little bit of a mixture of him, because I think he's going to need that along with throwing the ball in order to make him the most successful he can be. So it's going to be running the ball by committee.
Coach, I'm a bit of a cynic when it comes to my sports fandom. Congratulations to the Tennessee men's baseball team for winning the national championship. For me, I would sit and
let's go.
I would be worried. Hey, has the luck ran out? That's where mine. Oh,
it's running now, man. It's baseball. It's basketball, guys. It's balls right now, man. I'm gonna have to replace y'all hat. We got to put it on you now. I'm gonna get you the one with the rifle, the one from the 90s, man. This is rolling right now.
He's tempted me,
we
Joe.
Are rolling.
I got to do a substitution.
Yeah, he's got a Tennessee hat. He's got one. I don't know why he didn't wear it for this. I love that answer, though.
Okay, I'm not gonna sing the song. That'll be a little bit over the top, like most fans are.
Let's go.
Let's go.
I'll make a mid-show substitution.
It's our time right now, guys. Buy the look. Just buy the merchandise, man. It'll feel good on you. It'll feel great on you. It's our time. Did you see the parade down there? Okay, I'm not gonna get off subject. All I'm saying is, we had the best run in basketball. We've had a great run in baseball. Football is rolling. It's time, right? Everybody go through their dark moments. We're out of that. We can see the light. That championship run was so amazing. Me and my old teammates, we talked about it the whole time. I was stuck to the TV, but it was just an amazing thing what they did. Tony Vitello, what he did with that baseball team. Christian Moore, man. I've never seen that, man. Hitting the cycle, playing the way he's playing. All those players stepping up and making plays, the way they did. So look at Stark. Unbelievable. I ain't gonna talk about this too much, but it was just an amazing run. I'm a little sad now. I'm gonna watch throwback games. I'm going back and I'm watching old Tennessee games and stuff like that, getting ready for football season. But what a way to bring it in.
I think so also.
Definitely a high point right now with Tennessee athletics. And I think that a lot of it does come from the optimism at the quarterback position. You mentioned Nico a second ago, who might be one of the best just quarterback recruits in the last 5-10 years that has stepped into that room. What is just the general temperature and expectation from the Tennessee side of things, from fans, from alumni? What do they expect from him in year one? And what do they hope that he can help them get to?
I don't think, I went to practice, and I'm gonna tell you the truth. When he first came out, I was like, okay, another 5-star quarterback. But you look at high school tape, and it's not like he played a lot of high school ball. It was like mostly 7-on-7 you saw. So I'm like, I don't know. I go to spring practice, and the first 5 throws, I'm like, whoa, this guy's special. I've been around a lot of great quarterbacks. And the way it comes off his hand and the way he can run and the way he can throw the ball, it's special. He's special, which is hard for everybody to fathom because they've seen a little bit of him in the bowl game. Everybody was amazed by that. But his upside and what he's going to be, you're talking about a guy he's going to be a top 10 pick in the draft. I'm telling you guys, barring injury, barring something crazy happening, and Hypo has a lot to do with that. And he's doing a great job of bringing him along, right? Slowly, allowing him to see it, going through this whole process, his maturation has been amazing to me to see how well, because you can throw a kid out there in under fire in that offense, which can do everything, and he can not do so well at the beginning, but I think he's primed and poised right now. And I think the biggest thing is what he can do, the offense, the other 10 players have to match. So his abilities will be limited by the abilities of the receivers and the abilities of the O-line, because you can't just say, hey, we can throw every throw. He can make every throw. He can run the ball. I mean, he can do everything. He can manage the offense. He's smart. I mean, everything that he's doing, and he's patient, and he's able to make plays, and he's a field general. He can do all those things. But I think the biggest thing for their offense is what can everybody else do? You know what I mean? Because the ball has to go to someone, and who can run the best routes, and who can which running back can protect the best for him. So these things are going to be important, going to be key, because I think the SEC defenses are not going to be able to contain him personally.
Coach J.
This is. So talking about fans, I'm sorry, I'm yapping, but talking about fans, I don't think fans can even fathom what he's about to do. I mean, this guy is going to be a top 10 pick. Is he going to be a guy that, we go, man, I wish he'd have won more games? Or is he going to be a national champion quarterback? And I think that's what Heupel has in mind. Hey, you got to maximize and become a national championship quarterback here at Tennessee.
Coach, James Pierce leads a stout front seven. Would you say that's their biggest roster strength heading into 2024?
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's the thing about it. When you got defensive linemen, they get you the ball back quick. They will get you. Because you can turn around in this 3rd and 20. I mean, and you're always playing behind the downs. The most, as an offensive coach, the scariest thing is when people have a defensive front, because you can have the best play called in the world. It's perfect. The receiver's wide open, sack. That's the thing that James Pierce can put. He can put 1 second, he's on the quarterback. In 1 second, he's on the quarterback. And he's not the only one. I mean, so the abilities they have, and finally, we've talked about it so long, and the coaches have done such a phenomenal job of getting depth up front. They're going to play with 4, and then they're going to rotate and play with another 4 that's better than your offensive line. So, that's the key. I think, the closer you get to the football, the more, you get. If you got guys closer to the football that can make explosive plays like the D tackles and the D ends, then you're getting close to playing championship ball.
Well, Coach, that's all we had for you today. I appreciate you taking the time to jump on with us and help get to know this Tennessee team a little bit better. Expectations are high, and hopefully they can have the same level of success as basketball and baseball. Folks, you can go follow Coach Jay Graham on Twitter at Coach J.H. Graham. Is there anything you want to plug or anything before we get out of here?
The last thing that I have is just go Vols, okay? That's the last thing I'm going to leave you with, okay? Go Vols, championship teams coming through. All right, we got the major 3 rolling, guys, so go Vols.
See, all the other guests that we've had have just plugged their Twitter handle and they've signed off. But I love that you go with the let's go Vols to close this out. Folks, thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll be back and talking to you soon later on in the week.